Have you ever walked into a doctor's office and the front desk person is on the phone and you're just standing there to get somebody's attention, but they're so busy talking to the patient on the phone that they're not able to pay attention to you? Then you notice there's people walking behind them and they're not paying attention to you either because that's not their job to come talk to you or to check you in. Or you've called the office and you've been put on hold for what seems like an eternity. Front desk people are not lazy or inefficient. It's usually that the doctor's office is short staffed or there's a severe lack of training. Front desk people are the voice and the face of your practice. And if they're not trained properly, that can really hurt your practice's bottom line. Patients can spread negative reviews about your practice, or they can just not come back. In today's video, we're going to discuss 3 elements of front desk training that is essential for any medical practice's success. Number 1, customer service. Train your front desk staff to know that your patients are your customers and they need to be treated politely and fairly. If the front desk person is too busy to acknowledge the person in the office because they're always on the phone because the phones are ringing off the hook, take that portion away from them. Put it in the back office where somebody else can answer the phone. So front desk person is completely concentrated on checking in and checking patients out. Also, make sure that they're not on the phone verifying patients' insurance and they're not paying attention to who's coming in or going out. They need to love what they do. They need to be able to have a positive attitude. They need to be able to have a smile on their face, and they're making the patient, who is probably very anxious coming into your office, to make them feel comfortable and welcome. The second element for training your front desk staff is revenue cycle management. Believe it or not, revenue cycle management starts with the front desk. When that patient picks up the phone and calls your office, that's when the revenue cycle starts. The front desk person needs to obtain the correct information, the demographic information, insurance information. They should be able to enter that information correctly into the computer so the revenue cycle can get started. They need to also be a little bit knowledgeable of co-pays and co-insurances and what patients' out-of-pocket responsibility is, and they should be able to educate the patient on it. And if they don't know the answer, they should be able to direct the patient to somebody who can answer their questions. So front desk staff needs to know a little bit of revenue cycle. They don't need to know the whole billing cycle, but they need to know the front end stuff of collecting information, entering information, and then communicating that information to the patient if needed. Most important front desk element is HIPAA compliance. All employees in the office need to be trained on HIPAA compliance, and this is not a one-time deal that you train them one time and that's it. This needs to be on an annual basis or a revolving basis as your employees are coming in or going out. This should be a routine training that should be part of your training packet. So what is HIPAA compliance for front desk? First of all, do not leave sign-in sheets out the window in front of the patients. If the patients are signing in, they should have a secure tablet that they're signing in on, and they're not signing in on paper. And even if they are signing in on paper, you should take that number or that name off the list right away so the other patient that's signing in is not looking at that name. Verify that the patient information that you're discussing on the other side is not easily overheard in the lobby where other patients are sitting. Do not leave your computer unattended or in the view of somebody else that is unauthorized. There's so many times I can tell you that I've been able to look over and seeing that there's a patient information that's highly visible and I'm able to see it even though I'm not supposed to see it. So that is an extremely important factor. Do not leave your computer unattended. If you are getting up from your computer, make sure you lock that computer so nobody else can see anything or can get in. Also, you can have privacy screens so nobody can see your computer or what you're working on. Always shred all paper that has PHI, protected health information, such as patient's name, date of birth, their insurance information, their address, anything that can identify a patient. needs to be shredded immediately or encrypted into the computer system. Do not discuss any patient information in the reception area. I do know that there's a lot of times in doctors' offices, a lot of people talk, the front desk or the medical assistant, they're talking to each other about a patient. Please do not do that where other patients can overhear. If you need any training for your front desk, please feel free to call us and would be happy to provide that customized training for your front desk.